Have you ever heard of a man who sued God, or a monkey that sparked a legal battle over a selfie? From survival cannibalism on the high seas to celestial real estate disputes, join me as we explore 6 of the most bizarre legal cases that push the boundaries of what's possible in a courtroom. Get ready for a wild ride through the stranger side of justice. In 1884, a harrowing tale of survival at sea culminated in a groundbreaking legal case, Regina versus Dudley and Stevens. This British legal battle revolved around 4 shipwreck survivors adrift without food or fresh water. After 20 days of dire straits, 2 sailors made a grim choice to ensure their survival by killing and eating the cabin boy. This act of survival cannibalism, stemming from an instinctual drive to live, brought them face to face with the law upon their rescue and return to society. Facing murder charges, the sailors pleaded necessity, arguing that their extreme situation justified the act. The courtroom became the arena for a profound moral and legal examination. Can the instinct to survive justify the taking of another human life? The court's ruling was unyielding against the defense of necessity, rejecting the notion that necessity could ever justify the taking of an innocent life for one's own survival. Dudley and Stevens were found guilty of murder, underlining the legal system's commitment to the sanctity of human life, irrespective of the situation. Originally sentenced to death for their actions, the verdict was later commuted to 6 months in prison, a nod to the extraordinary circumstances and a reflection of public empathy for the defendants. In 1985, William Stern and his wife Elizabeth faced challenges conceiving a child due to Elizabeth's multiple sclerosis. Seeking to expand their family, they pursued surrogacy and connected with Mary Beth Whitehead, who agreed to become a surrogate mother for the Sterns for a fee of $10,000. However, upon giving birth to baby Melissa, Whitehead experienced a change of heart, refusing to surrender her to the Sterns. This disagreement escalated into the widely publicized Baby M legal battle. The initial trial court decision favored the Sterns, awarding them custody and terminating Whitehead's parental rights. However, the New Jersey Supreme Court overturned this decision, declaring the surrogacy contract invalid but still awarding custody to the Sterns based on the child's best interests, while granting Whitehead visitation rights. The Baby M case brought to the forefront the complex legal, ethical, and emotional challenges inherent in surrogacy arrangements. It questioned the rights of surrogate mothers, the enforceability of surrogacy contracts, and the paramount importance of children's welfare. In the dense forests of Indonesia back in 2011, British wildlife photographer David Slater was on a mission to capture the essence of the crested macaques. Unbeknownst to him, a curious macaque named Naruto discovered his camera and snapped a selfie. The resulting image quickly became a viral sensation, igniting a complex legal debate over the ownership of the copyright for an image taken by a non-human. People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals, PETA, stepped into the fray, arguing that Naruto deserved copyright ownership. Slater, on the other hand, contended that his preparatory actions and equipment entitled him to the copyright. The U.S. Court of Appeals ultimately ruled that copyright law does not extend to non-human animals. Despite this, the saga concluded with an out-of-court settlement in which Slater agreed to donate 25% of any future revenue generated by the now-famous selfie to charities dedicated to the preservation of crested macaques. In the quiet town of Gardnerville, Nevada, Dennis Hope looked up at the moon and had a wild idea. What if I could own it? Hope unearthed a potential loophole in the Outer Space Treaty of 1967, which barred nations from asserting sovereignty over celestial entities, yet seemed to overlook the rights of individuals. In 1980, he lodged a declaration of ownership with the United Nations, ambitiously staking his claim on the moon and eventually extending his celestial ambitions to include other planets and moons within our solar system. Launching his venture, Lunar Embassy, Hope embarked on selling lunar real estate at the bargain price of $24 per acre. His business flourished, captivating thousands globally with the tantalizing prospect of moonland ownership. However, legal scholars contend that his claim lacks legal standing, emphasizing that the spirit of the Outer Space Treaty aimed to preclude any form of celestial property ownership. Despite the absence of formal legal challenges or a definitive ruling from the International Court of Justice, Dennis Hope's Lunar Embassy has seen no slowdown, purportedly selling over 611 million acres of lunar land. While the legitimacy of these transactions under international law remains ambiguous, the narrative of the man who sought to own the moon has indelibly captured the fascination of dreamers and space enthusiasts around the world. In the bustling atmosphere of the Resorts World Casino in Queens, New York, back in 2016, a real-life drama unfolded that captured the attention of many. The story involves Jan Flato and his friend, Marina Navarro, entangled in a dispute that would stir debate and media frenzy without ever seeing the inside of a courtroom. The plot thickens on a seemingly ordinary day when Flato, immersed in the thrill of gambling, decides to involve Navarro in his pursuit of fortune. He asks her to press the spin button on the slot machine he's been playing, hoping for a stroke of luck. The machine's lights flash, its bells ring out, and suddenly, they're staring at a $100,000 jackpot win. Joy turns to confusion, then to contention. When the question arises, who won the jackpot? As tensions mount, casino security steps in, reviewing surveillance footage to untangle this twist of fate. The casino's policy is clear. The person who makes the physical act of betting, pushing the button or pulling the lever, is deemed the gambler and rightful winner. Despite Flato's initial stake, the casino awards the jackpot to Navarro, she having been the one to press the button. This incident opens a Pandora's box of questions about the nature of gambling, the definition of a bet, and the identity of the gambler when someone else is involved in the physical act of betting. While the dispute between Flato and Navarro never escalates into a legal battle, it serves as a fascinating puzzle for legal minds to ponder.